Monday, what are we going forward for? To me, our people don't have a focus right now, and we need a focus. And the only reasonable focus we can get now is to fight this thing called criminality that is having the face of a struggle. It's not a struggle. So we have to start back again and become non-violent people. Then we can begin to have a face where there can be a round table where we can discuss, sit down and say, look, this is what we're talking about, this is what we need. But for now, there's no struggle in Niger.
All right, Reverend Humphrey, how do you see that? Do you agree as well that there is no struggle in the Niger Delta today?
Well, I wouldn't totally agree with what my brother Nenge said.
Okay.
I think I did a little story.
All right.
On the issue of the Niger Delta. It was a struggle, just like he said, when people like Obi Wale was there, Kensara Obiwa was there, and when they were no more, you know, the issue of Niger Delta is the issue of bourgeois who discovered a treasure. In the bid to contend to keep the treasure. The competition that arose between the people who are trying to keep the treasure spurred them or instigated or stirred them into getting nomads, people whose life, no education and a few other things, into it, just to be sure that they are the voice that will speak. So in course of getting these people involved in the system, when you bring a nomadic man, the approach will be nomadic. When you bring a man who does not understand what to write, and you want to gain, you want to be strategic in the struggle, you want to be the person that every person will hear, and you get in people, all they know is use knife and make things happen so that it will be you. So you see, getting these people who have this nomadic approach to things into the struggle eventually bastardized the whole thing. Hence, the situation we see in the Niger Delta. It remains a struggle. The only thing is the approach. Just like my brother is saying, we missed it somewhere. And where we missed it is where nomads, the approach to fighting what we are looking for is completely wrong. We need to reorder our approach so that we can get right what we want.
Okay, that's to say there is a struggle.
There is a struggle.
But the approach towards
the approach
it's
towards
not
the struggle
right. Would you
is wrong.
agree with that right now?
Well, the truth is there is no struggle. See,
well, let me take you on this now. If you say there is no struggle, there's been issues of violence every now and then, kidnapping and all sorts of things, criminality, so to say, because nowadays people, they kidnap people and then ask for money, that's extorting money from maybe wealthy individuals, so to speak, because that's what it, when they kidnap a child, they expect the parents to pay some millions or something like that. So that's to say there is a struggle that has led to what we now today is like a rave at the moment, a militancy in the Niger Delta. And I believe that what must have led to you getting involved in the non-violence thing.
Well, let me tell you why I see there is no struggle.
Okay.
The Bible says there was a time in Israel and there was no king in Israel.
Okay.
And everybody did what was right in his own eyes. That's what is happening in Niger Delta now. Everybody is doing what is right in his own eyes.
Okay.
So there is no king in Niger Delta. There is no leadership. There is no direction. We must come back to have direction. Then there will be a struggle. But in a place where there is no king, there is no law, and everybody is lawless, how would you explain that kind of a place? Would you say there is a government there? What I'm trying to say is this. Our people need to come together. Our people need to know that the only kind of struggle they would get first is that there is safety on the land, that investors can come back. If not, it's not struggle. You're destroying the little you have, you're destroying your people, you're killing your people. You cannot be saying you're oppressed. Somebody's oppressing you when you're oppressing somebody else.
Now, let me take you up on that.
Yeah.
When you say somebody's oppressing, when you are in turn oppressing some other person,
Yeah.
that goes to say the root of it all is still the militancy, the struggle which has led to violent kind of militancy. But now the question is this: there's been rumor we have made, who have different names and different people claiming to own this creek or claiming to own this voice. But let me also start this question with you, Onage. How many groups are involved in this violence or militancy here in the Niger Delta? Let me start with you, please.
If you see how many groups, I will tell you that everybody is involved.
Yes, but there
Now
is
let me tell you why I say
specific
everybody is
people.
involved.
Okay.
Because we're looking at a very small number of people. And we think they are just all about people that are in the Niger Delta struggle. These people that are doing kidnap,
Okay.
the police, there are police people that are involved in kidnap.
But there's no evidence to that.
I have evidence, that's what I'm saying. This is television, this is live.
Okay.
I have evidence of police people doing kidnap. I have evidence of family members doing kidnap. I have evidence of company people making kidnap. I have witness of these people you call militants doing kidnap. So, and I have witness of people in government doing kidnap.
That's
I have this proof.
That's some serious allegation.
I am serious about what I'm saying. I am not. I want them to read my lips.
Now, what have meant?
Now, this thing we call men, all these names we call,
okay,
is not what is the thing. These are just men names. The thing is, who are these people?
Now, okay, now you tell us who do you think these people
These
are?
people are the people I have mentioned. A lot of people are benefiting from this crisis. A lot of people are engineering this crisis. So the only way we can turn is the suggestion we have brought in. We brought in a suggestion. And that in less than 6 months, people like Ateketon, Subuma George Father are all saying, look, if we have a sincere forgiveness, if we have a sincerity to start afresh, we will monitor ourselves to make sure we don't go back into this thing.
Now, sorry, let me cut it short on that. Reverend, you know, the Bible says a house that is divided amongst itself will not stand, isn't it? Now, like you just mentioned names of people, he said Ateketon, he mentioned the men and all those other groups. Now, if there is a struggle, like he said that we've lost focus in the course of the struggle. Now, do you think that there is a way out of such situation whereby there are different groups with different notions as to what they really want? Do you think there is a possibility that there will be an end or a positive end per se to this issue?
Yes, you see, the only point of discrepancy or disagreement is the point that is not a struggle. The approach is what I think is not right. Just like you mentioned, you talk to somebody like Ateketon, to somebody like a Suboma George, a few of them, Farah, and every one of these young ones. It's clear. The clarity in the issue is, just like he said, as much as I don't want to repeat what he's saying,
all right,
a lot of people are involved, a lot of people are interested in what is going on and are making their thing out of it. But you see, the only way to the end is calling the same people, forgive them. I have cried out for this issue of amnesty for these young ones. Why I say that is, he made a statement. Every one of us are involved, directly or indirectly.
I don't think I'm involved.
You are.
How do you mean?
Yes.
Did I tell you how you're involved?
Yes.
Tell me, please.
Now,
I
let me
want
tell
to
you,
know.
when this thing started,
Okay.
Ateke and Asari was having a face-off, and some part of the world we noticed that government was backing one side.
Okay.
At that time, nobody came to say this is going this way.
Okay.
Some people were praying for Ateke, some people were praying for Asari. Were you not involved?
No, I wasn't.
Did you speak out to say this was wrong?
Well, maybe I wasn't aware of something. Maybe I wasn't here. Something like that.
Okay,
I don't
if
know.
you're not here, that's it. But what I'm saying is, the involvement is that.
Sorry, my brother. Let me look. CMTV
okay.
had been there during this time.
Okay.
So if CMTV is involved, you are involved because that's why we're here.
No, maybe CMTV didn't get to that point. Maybe we're not allowed
but
to.
But there were audience. Sorry.
That is why we're doing this.
There were audience in those days that come to CMTV to speak on these matters. True.
Okay, so we are involved positively trying to ameliorate the situation then.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
thank
No,
you. I like that.
Let me tell you why you were not involved positively. At that time, nobody can come up to say non-violent. Because they were scared.
Now, will you blame us for that? I know what you're going to say. Will you blame us for that?
They were scared.
Let me remind you.
That is why I said everybody.
No, let me
your
remind
conscience.
you. If you're looking at the media, Ononge, I mean,
Yes.
I wouldn't want to be a martyr. What happens to my future? What God has asked me to come and do on earth? Especially when I know that it's not my place to do. Remember, if you were talking about the media or CMTV as a broadcasting has not been involved positively, remember, they've not passed the Freedom of Information Bill. That's to say that there are some things you couldn't say, you couldn't come up to say because anything could happen. I hope you understand. Let's not go into all that anymore.
If you go into that, it means you're not doing what God has asked you to do. See, the Bible says we should hate this.
Are you a preacher?
I just love God.
All right, me, I love God. I think
Yes.
I love God more than
Yeah,
God.
I love God. So,
Unfortunately, we'll have a reverend here.
yeah, do you know what? Let me just tell you something. Some people see me and say, this person, for you to talk like this, for you to have started this thing, for you to go to these boys and do all these things you're doing, you must be a militant. You must be somewhere.
Yeah, I think
let me tell you.
it's possible.
Now let me tell you.
And I hope someone want to come here and
You can't even
to
do it. You can't even do it if you are a militant. You can't even do it if you're part of them. You can't even do it if you support them to do it. You can only do it when you have the love of God. That the Bible says that has no fear in danger. What I'm doing is because I have so much love of God. I am most watched by the boys, by the society, by the police, and everybody. This is what I'm saying. So until you are clean, see, you have to be very clean to be able to tell these boys what they are doing is wrong, to be able to tell the society what they are doing is wrong, to be able to tell the government. Look, there is a saying that it is dangerous to be right when the government is wrong. At a time, our government was so wrong that nobody could come up to say, look, government, this thing you're doing is wrong.
Okay, now
But we just don't take that risk. Because look, we better obey God rather than man.
No.
Because one day we will all God get out of this world. But what's your contribution? What effect do you put into your generation? We are saying, look, you have to affect your generation positively. For something good, not about corruption, kidnapping, and so on.
Right.
And you have to bring up a voice to say, no, these things are bad.
Okay, let me cut it short at this point. Well, this is New Day Port Harcourt. If you are just joining us, we are on the discussion segment of New Day Port Harcourt, and today we are looking at the role of the non-violent movement in the struggle of the Niger Delta. The role of non-violent movement in the struggle of the Niger Delta. What do you care? If you care about Niger Delta and you have a contribution to make you think or you have a question you want to ask, our phone lines are open on 084-767-591. But then, if we're doing all the talking and all the questions and all the contributions here, sit back and enjoy the show. Now, let's go back to this. Now, with the passion at which you are speaking and calling of the people who are involved in this act of militance, that's to say, there is really violence, at a reasonable extent, going on in River State. Do you agree with me, right?
Yes.
Now let's look at what really is the root of the anger of those involved. Let's exclude the aspect of extortion of money, kidnap people, etc. But really, there are people like you who are angry from what you're saying about the what is happening in the Niger Delta. But we will start with Reverend Nsirim now. What do you think is the root of the anger of those involved in this struggle? Now, starting from somebody like cancer, we were even it.
Yeah, if we begin to look at the root,
Okay.
the root is just oppression. The root is denial. The root is deprivation. The root has to do with just like I said, denial. What is supposed to belong to the people, you take it. What is supposed to be the people's thing, you withhold it from them. Now, I give you instances. There's a community that we're trying to work on, Rumebe community. You have so much oil companies there. You have Shell, you have AGI, you have Niger Delta Petroleum Resources, which is NDPR, you have ELF. Get to that community now, they're killing themselves. They're almost gone. Now look at the Ogoni axis. These are the community that produce this oil. 24 hours, as I'm talking to you, the oil is flowing, it's going. And the people are benefiting nothing. And the young boys don't go to school. There's nothing good there. But what you do is you encourage distraction, maybe give them little money, they buy gun. You encourage distraction, give them little money, they buy gun. Why won't they kidnap you?
Now the question again now is, you want to say something, add something to what he just said?
Yes, no, what I want to add is, I hate to think about the start of this problem. All I'm thinking about is the solution of this problem.
Okay, right on that point now, on here, so far, just before we really look at the solution to the problem, which is where the both of you come in this morning, so far, what has been done by the authorities to ameliorate the situation? I mean, I mean the multinational companies, oil companies, and the government per se. So far, what's been their efforts? Has there been anything they've done to ameliorate the situation?
They are worsening the situation. Right now, as I'm sitting here with you, I am scared that if something is not done on what we have done, it's going to go out of hand.
Why would you say that?
Let me tell you this. What we have done, we have gone to the boys. We have gone round.
That's to say, you as a person, you know them, you know where they are.
They are our brothers.
That's to say, they are not hiding there.
They are not. They are our brothers and our friends. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is we have talked to them.
You know, because some of us kind of will see them as monsters. When you see them with big guns in the television, like the one we saw on CNN
that's
last
the
time.
impression the society gives to them.
But of course, when someone is carrying a gun with a masked face.
My sister, let me tell you something. We're all human.
Okay.
And something led to something. But we're now saying the system did not direct some people properly.
That's correct.
The system. The system built most of these people, 90% of them. Give them guns and say, we will defend you. And make them. Now, why we talk for most of these people is because we know who made them. And we're saying, look, the system made them. So the system should not destroy them and on the process destroy us.
The innocent ones.
So we are talking to them and they have accepted and say, look, we will come together and we will fight this thing together so that it does not continue. And the same system you say, you are criminals, we will not talk to you. So we are saying, look, it's not the best way forward. So I want to come back to the danger I am telling you.
Okay.
Now the system have a way of using our own people against ourselves.
Can you explain that?
Now, I will explain. Because actually it is supposed to be everybody washing his brother's back. But now there are some particular people that are paid to give information to police, to give information to army, and it is turning back again. It's going to cause a serious war. What we reconciled was a kind of a disagreement between cult groups, individuals, stories that were not there, and people just give out these stories, confuse them, and they are fighting themselves. And we now went to them and said, look, these are the things. People like Soboma, George, Ateketon. We took Soboma, we went to Ateke, we reconciled them. And they were all laughing like, we're all fighting ourselves over nothing, over rumors. Now the government is making this same mistake. Our people have become spies. They are now beginning to look at those people that are spies. And very soon they will start fighting themselves. And it's going to go out of hand. Right now, nobody is fighting the government. Nobody is fighting the oil companies. Everybody is saying we are ready to drop these arms. But the government is saying no, we will not forgive you. And we want to beg our government to forgive. Because as you're saying you will not forgive, all these people that the spies are telling you and have given you their names are running to the creek. Because, let me explain this. Because that's the only place they see as safety. And one day they will bounce back. Our brothers. People are taking advantage because there is these people you call militant. They will kidnap children. Family members will kidnap children. And they will kill some of these people. Because on the process of threatening you to give them money and you don't, they just do something.
Okay.
So we are saying the government is risking us if for not having that spirit of forgiveness. They must bring in a spirit of forgiveness so that we can start again.
Okay.
We are saying,
I want to
sorry, let me just make one thing. People are saying it is trouble. Why I'm saying it's not trouble? Because it has been hijacked. We are now saying we want to start all over again. To tell you that if you still carry gun, if you still do some certain things, it's not just the government that will come after you. We as a people are saying, look, this is wrong. We want to stop it. We want to start again. Our people are dying. Nothing is happening. The government is trying to do some development. It is not felt because investors cannot come. One man cannot just build a house. We all must come together.
Okay. Now, when you, I asked the question. Don't forget, please. I said, has the government or the authorities in charge, if they've done anything as to ameliorate the situation? Yes. We'll get this to you. Let's pick this call, please. Hello, good morning. This is New Day Port Harcourt. What's your name? And
yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yes, it's very interesting topic people are discussing this morning, and I wish to comment your guest this morning on the topic that handled.
Okay.
The one thing is important is to know the interests behind what they are doing. I know these are two heads of NGOs that have sacrificed their life for others and to the state. Primarily, I used to know from Gay and from Reverend there, if his primary aim is to make sure there's peace, or is it a source of livelihood for him?
In terms of what? Sorry?
Thank you.
He's talking about
if it's to really bring peace or to make some sort of livelihood for
yourself.
Let's go on that briefly because he just raised a very important question. That's the next question we're going to before he came. So
see,
that briefly.
Let me tell you one thing. It's interesting.
Okay.
And several people have asked me this, but let me tell you, this is television too. There is nobody on the face of this earth, apart from Bola Tinubu, the former governor of Lagos State, and the Yoruba man that assisted us when we started. No Niger Delta man has given us 1 naira. Nobody from Niger Delta has given us 1 kobo. We celebrated 1 year anniversary last week. The only person who have supported us, one man, he gave us 100,000 naira from Niger Delta. So I am saying this because this is what God is doing.
So how do you fund your organization?
That's why I'm telling you that nobody should take the glory. What we are doing, we are not sponsored, we are not helped. God helps us. So this fight cannot be done by man. It is God that is ready to change Niger Delta. Our people are crying right now for change. And God is saying this is the time for change. And that's what has helped us. There is no interest than that. We should lay a good foundation for the next generation. What I am risking my life for, nobody can pay me for it.
All right, thank you very much. So, Reverend, you want to react on that?
Yes, I want to say that I didn't start in my mind to do what I'm doing. I saw myself doing it. But there's one agency that has helped us.
Okay.
That's the agency that helped us. We got a boss, that's RSSDA. Recently, the River State Sustainable Development Agency. They helped to, we have a place where we can use, we'll call it, it's a training place where we keep, it's a rented apartment. We just use it. Some of the boys, when they say they are no more interested in what they are doing, we'll move them from there to that place and maybe keep them, be able to revive their life. At least these are the people that I know have done something in the night. But apart from that, whatever money we've invested, whatever thing we've done, just like you said, is just God. And when you talk about gain, I'm already a pastor. I've been preaching, and the blessings of preaching here and there has always sustained me, you know. But the truth remains that no man will do this thing either for gain or for anything, because it's your life. You're dealing with people. You're dealing with people who all what they do is they carry gun. What they do is they carry that. And you are talking to them to say there is hope. So if you're doing it for gain, you will gain your head one day. So my brother that is just listening, I don't think it's for gain. It's for peace. And let all of us to come out, just like he's asking, let all of us to come out, join our hands and say, let's move on.
All right, this is New Day Port Harcourt, and then we are discussing the role of the non-violent group in the Niger Delta region. So just before we pick this call, remember that it's not enough to say you're doing this or you're doing that, but the most important thing is to approach peace with a good heart. Let's take this call, please. Hello, good morning. This is New Day Port Harcourt. What's your name? All right, could you please try to be audible? We can't hear you well.
Yes. Remember, we saw you on TV through CNN sometime last year. Is that what some of the again you are driving us.
Well, my brother.
Hello?
Hello?
Samuel, are you there? Okay. Samuel is
Yeah, my brother Samuel. I want to say that.
That job. I want to take this call again. Hello, good morning. Welcome to New Day Port Harcourt. What's your name?
Please, can you help me to tell the Reverend and your that we appreciate what they are doing for the people. But it shows that by the day, the kidnapping is increasing. Even 20 and over, somebody was kidnapped. 2 children were kidnapped. So there's nothing we should do apart from what we are doing.
Exactly.
No other thing we can do. Or the thing we can bring. Do not tell us other ideas we have. To let us make sure that we
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
there is something we can do,
Okay.
and we have to say it again. I have been to the presidency. I have been
Now
to.
we're looking at the role of the non-violent
That's what I'm saying.
movement
That's
in
what I'm
this
saying.
struggle.
Yes, what we can do,
Yes.
we've taken it everywhere, but the world must understand what is happening here is not just a physical fight; it's a spiritual fight. I have told the world that we are facing a generational change. They don't want to accept it. A generational change that will bring security to the world. It says God regretted when he made man. It is time for us to regret that there is kidnapping in our land. This is this. We are saying if we get forgiveness from the government, if we get that forgiveness,
That's the beginning.
a sincere forgiveness,
That's the beginning.
in less than 6 months,
That's the beginning.
we will collect all the guns. Those that will keep their guns.
Let's take it at
Yeah,
this
let me,
point.
sorry, yes,
Okay.
let me also add to what he's saying.
Okay.
You see, as I'm talking to you now, sitting here,
Okay.
there are areas those things cannot happen. Yes.
How do you mean?
Now, I mean is this. If you talk about place like my 3 now, you talk about my 1 now, now the same area she's talking about, the Obiakpo area, we are getting into those areas. But you see, the problem of some of these boys is we can't come out. As I'm talking to you now, last night, even Omoku area, I was with some boys from Omoku. They came last night and we stayed all through the night. And they were trying to tell me, look at what is about to come up again. And not after you will say, why did we do this kind of, he didn't say anything to us. So if the government will be, 1, sincere, 1, 2, every other person is sincere, you don't be an informant, he said something. Family members are kidnapping somebody, that is kidnapping that. So that you don't just say the killing most times is from within.
All right, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. This is New Day Port Harcourt. What's your name?
Yes. It's interesting to know that kidnapping military has come to business in Bangladesh now, and it's spreading all over the country. Can the military now want to pay and challenge these things as it is a spiritual thing now? In as much as the government has failed us, the concerns have caused this problem, and they have no solution to it. I think it is high time for us to rise up as people of God and cry to God once and for all. What is the people, TFN or CAN or whatever? The sincerity of purpose and pray and thank God. Do something in our land. And I bet you this thing can be achieved without government effort. Because government themselves are waiting for another election period. So I want to tell you that government people, the president are waiting for another election period. So why would they solve it if they know they want to get returned to power? So these are the issues that we want people to allow us to pray. Call for prayer, natural prayer, and I think the social can come. So
Let me just, yes.
Alright,
I
thank
like
you so
what you
much.
have just said. But let me tell you, one greatest problem I have. Our men of God.
You have one sitting
yes,
there. Please.
our men of God. I am praying that more of them will join. Our men of God refuse to stand. That was why we went this far. Some men of God, notable men of God, are saying, kill them. Forgetting that God is the only one that had the last judgment.
Now you've
But
made
now,
another very strong
yes, now let me come in.
Do you have a fact to
I have
prove
facts.
this?
I have facts. Because they feel these people are spoiled, they are criminals, they cannot change. I want to thank God for men who can stand and say, look, we still have a God that can have mercy. We still have a God that can turn Saul to Paul.
Okay, now,
So,
no,
see,
sorry.
sorry, what we're saying about this praying thing now is that our men of God should come. This is the time to pray. Why this problem is continuing is that PDP must continue to fight their opposition. See, we must say it as it is. The problem right now, people are taking advantage of it to do kidnapping. These boys are saying they don't want to do these things again, but because of these big names, people are using this opportunity to do it. Meanwhile, our politicians are fighting these people to make sure that if they are the strength of their opponents, they don't come out. So that's why it's difficult for us. If it is just society to stop this thing, I tell you, by the grace of God, our effort would have stopped it. But politicians are fighting their opponents, and they think most of these boys are the strength of their opponents. So they will never want it to stop.
Okay, now, you want to say something in the...
Yeah, what I want to add to what he said is, you see, you don't get into this fight. It's a fight without a conviction from the Lord. And if you are not within that conviction, your solution will be do away with these guys. I speak the way I speak because I'm not doing it because I'm a pastor. I'm not doing it because I pray. I'm not doing it because, no, I'm doing it because I'm convinced. There is this conviction over me that God is interested in these boys. And God spoke to me clearly. He said, the answer to the problem of Niger Delta is in the hand of these boys.
Okay, now brings us back to the one last question, just before we wrap it up. Yes, if the clip is ready, we will take the clip. But while we're taking the clip, please, we'll look after the clip. We'll quickly look at this. Is there an alternative to violent militancy?
There's an alternative, and that's what we're spelling out every day. We are saying non-violent is the alternative.
Yeah, yes, when you say non-violent is the alternative, if I'm a militant and I leave the creeks, and I come into this town, remember, while I was in the creeks, I get little money from the kidnap or whatever.
That impression is not correct.
No, let me come, and then there is security there. So if I drop those things, that the reason why I struggle, the anger, for instance, men say that they want more of what they produce in the Niger Delta to come to the region and not to go to somewhere else to help in maybe building homes. And there's also another issue of the anger I've also known is the fact of the environmental impact of oil exploration.
On the communities. Gas
flaring, yes, and then bush deforestation and then...
Can I say something here? You see, if Onenge is sitting here today, I'm sitting here today, you know, if we come up and tell ourselves that this thing has to change, just like as we're saying it now, what we need to do is sit down and work out this thing. Some of these boys who are involved in these things are graduates. Some didn't go to school at all. Forget about this thing. They say the money they make from kidnapping. I don't think most of the kidnapping that you're hearing sometimes are not directly these people. We don't want to get into the mystery because there's a mystery behind this. It's only when you will know that you will understand. Some of these things are arrangements. You see, what I will want to say is just like what we're doing, we get some of them, we try to build partnership with some people. Now, if the oil companies, if the multinationals can come in now to say, call on Onge in sincerity, not call him now and he sits down, because I know what I'm saying. He sits down, they talk. It's okay, as these boys are coming out, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. When Onge leaves the place, you get what I'm saying? The next thing that is going to happen is that they go and instigate a few other persons against him or against the people who have agreed. They will now say that Onenge has been giving money. So these are the problems. If genuinely and sincerely we all come out and say to ourselves one simple truth, and that truth is we want to arm these boys with something that they can use to live, an alternative means of livelihood.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
Give
them, if the ones that want to get into, yes, if the ones that wants to learn craft, we give them the best. The ones that want to become welders, we give them the best, and trust God that as they are coming together, that there's going to be a breakage of whatever that is a clique that has been formed. But it must be first and foremost when there is sincerity in the heart of every person.
See, let me tell you, let me just contribute to this. How we decided that this will stop. Right now, the Rivers State government is rehabilitating people.
There are lots of plans as well, especially for the youth.
But now we are saying, look,
to
Christ said, the poor you will always have with you. So it's not the rehabilitation that is a problem. You have to rehabilitate the real people. The real people. And these real people don't want to be forgiven. They don't want to forgive the real people. So how do you rehabilitate anybody? So we are saying, look, it is not about writing it on your face. We have a suggestion. We rehabilitate you when you bring out a gun. Then you become one of those that will use after the amnesty. You become part of the people that we will use to make sure nobody carries a gun. And all of these groups have agreed that they will monitor themselves. And the world is afraid that if there is peace in Niger Delta, the development that will come in Niger Delta, most especially Nigeria, does not want us to go forward. So they would not want this thing to end. Nigeria does not want us to progress. We are not asking when they say development, I look at it as a shortcut. The problem we have is not development. If there is peace in Niger Delta, the development that will come, you will fear. But they don't want this thing to come. If there is development here, our people will go to school. A lot of things will happen. And we will be brighter than another part of Nigeria, so they are jealous at us. It's a spiritual fight. Nigeria must accept that if Niger Delta grows, it affects them to grow. Nigeria must accept.
The Niger Delta is Nigeria, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. See, there is this spiritual problem. There is this, it is not me, so it must not be there. Do you understand what I'm saying? That has made them to, like, they must make sure whatever rules us, whatever comes to us, we don't benefit in it. That's the problem we're facing. So it's a spiritual problem. Okay. That thing needs to be broken. And God will not do for us what we can do for ourselves. Okay. What we can do for ourselves is that we can bring this peace.
God has given us a almost over.
Let me say, as much as I agree with the fact that it's a spiritual thing,
okay,
but there is a technicality that is involved in the same thing. The technicality that is involved in what we're doing is, as we pray, we also watch.
Yes.
As much as amnesty is the major thing, I've shouted it when I took some of the people to Truth and Reconciliation and we spoke. I said that to them. If you grant amnesty to these boys, just like he called them, the real people, not the arranged people, not the arrangement, go arrange one or two persons and say, and you send them away. Let's be sure that what we are doing is, but there is also the technicality involved, because one, you have to know what they want to do. If they are graduates, you look at the oil companies who are working there, that are here. Look at the establishment that is there. So we want some of the people who understand the problem of the Niger Delta to be there, okay, so that they cannot go to the nitty-gritty, to the real thing that is our problem, and solve the problem.
All right. Thank you very much. Our time is up already, and then I want to appreciate the fact that you are doing this and you are coming up to speak up for the Niger Deltans, and I hope for the downtrodden. Let me use that adjective. And I say also
for my generation.
Okay. Okay, for your generation, and I also pray that God strengthens you and gives you more wisdom as to the best way to actually solve this problem. All right. And we also hope that when we invite you for New Day Port Harcourt again, you will always be here to help us to get the people informed and get them equipped as to the best information to use for themselves. Okay? All right, that's what you can take today on this program, New Day Port Harcourt, on your value channel, CMTV Network, still with the right station. And before we go, our guest for today was Reverend Humphrey Nserim, who is the CEO for Hope for the Hopeless Global Initiative. And also we have Onongie Erekosima, who is President Niger Delta North Movement Group. Well, you've heard it all. It's true that I say the absence of violence doesn't mean that there will not be justice, but the presence of injustice will bring about peace and any other thing you think of that could make life better. So that's to say, you and I will also have a role to play in making sure that we stay out of violence and stay out of selfish struggles that would not bring us any profit. My name is Vivian Douglas, and thank you so much for being part of today's presentation, today's program on New Day Port Harcourt. We look forward to being with you, same station, same time tomorrow. And on behalf of everyone who has made this possible, we wish you the best of every good thing that today has to offer. Bye.
how was your night? Mine was wonderful with you by my side. And when I opened my eyes and see your sweet face, it's a good morning, beautiful day. I couldn't see the light, I didn't know day from night, I had no reason to care. So since you came along, good morning, beautiful, how was your night? Mine was wonderful with you by my side.